the Barely Adequate podcast, where we're not that good at this, and you don't have to be either. My name is Joel, and I will be your host for this adventure. Before I get into the introductions, allow me a moment to explain a little bit about who we are and why we are doing this. I have been playing tabletop role-playing games for about 20 years now. I have played many different systems and many different styles of games, and let me tell you something. These games are fun. We like to have fun here at Barely Adequate Gaming, and that's kind of what led us here. We had been tossing the idea around doing a podcast for a long time, but never really got around to doing it. Whether it be life, family, jobs, priorities, whatever it may be, we never did it. But now here we are, albeit maybe a little late. In essence, that pretty much encapsulates everything we believe in here at Barely Adequate. Games are great and we love doing them, but sometimes life has other plans and has to take you away from it. I am a father of a couple little people, and I don't have nearly the time that I used to, but that's okay. This is a podcast for people that maybe just don't have time to scour forums and Reddit debating builds and meta. So with that comes some flaws and perks. First of all, we are not voice actors. We are not any kind of actors. We are just regular people with regular jobs doing regular people things. Second of all, we don't have any desire to quit said jobs in order to create a podcasting empire. I do not begrudge those that have come before us and done that. In fact, I salute them. But that is not the reason we are doing this. The reason we are doing this is because over the last 20 years, I have been playing with these guys sitting at this table with me, and we have made some great memories and would like to share them with you. Some of those perks that I mentioned before are you get an authentic experience with real people. We make mistakes. We don't always make the right decisions, but that doesn't have to matter. We are committed to providing a high-quality recording to remove all distractions so that you, the listener, can be immersed in the stories. So please join us as we fumble our way through this together. With that, I would like to introduce our group of adventurers. First of all, we have Mr. Nick. Say hello, Nick.
Hello.
And who are you going to be playing in this campaign, Mr. Nick?
I will be playing the male Rougarou Cavalier, Gaius Bainbridge.
Excellent. Can't wait to see what... Is he a good guy or a bad guy? It's hard to tell with you.
I can never tell.
Yeah, okay,
You
great.
never know.
You never know.
Could be anything.
It's mysterious.
Everything gets done for the greater good anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
That's a non-good guy statement if I've ever heard one.
Next up, we have all the way from Lake Country, Wallace the Beast. Wallace, tell us a little about your character you will be playing.
I'll be playing Kurgan Thunderhowl, who's a half-orc druid. And he has a loyal animal companion, a Greymane, that is a wolf.
Ooh, sounds fun. And as I mentioned earlier, I am Joel, and I will actually be playing Scarlet Carson, a female Inquisitor, Aasimar Inquisitor of Tyrannus. And last, but definitely not least, we have our Dungeon Lord and Master, Kris. Kris, what would you like to say to the lovely people of Podcast Land?
Hello, podcast land. This is Kris. I will be your DM or GM or whatever other pair of initials you want to put beside each other. I'm going to be leading everybody on this adventure, designing the world, coming up with the story, and making some memories happen with everybody at the table here. I am looking forward to it.
Just as we've done in the past.
That we have. I've been running games for over 15 years, sitting in the GM seat, and I've played several characters myself, but building the world, designing the game itself, that's what I'm really about. I also make my own stories, and I also come up with new rules and content and equipment and all kinds of fun stuff that we're going to be seeing also.
Awesome. I mean, and I guess with a little bit of an outdated system, it's always nice to get a little bit of a facelift for something. So with that being said, we will be playing with the Pathfinder First Edition system.
So classic.
Classic system. I know that you.
What a goodie.
Yeah, and I know that you've always liked what it's had to offer, and you've been delving in this stuff for a long time, and so yeah, I mean, it's going to be great, and I can't wait to learn and find out a little bit more about what's happening in Atrothia. So stay tuned for that. So Kris, my part is over. I officially hand it over to you, my friend.
Okay, so we're going to be picking up a campaign that I've written called Bloodlines of the Blackfire Heart. That is the campaign name. We're going to be starting Act 1 today. So this will be Season 1 of the podcast, running as Act 1 of the campaign, The Spawn of High Castle.
Is it me? Am I the spawn of High Castle?
You could be. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens to everybody.
Cool. Great. Okay. I made some notes, so.
Notes are good. For all our listeners, notes, very good. Whether it's on pen and paper or you're writing digitally. I salute the note keepers.
So we're going to do a segment before we get to playing, and we're calling it Lore Drop. So, Kris, would you like to tell us a little bit about Atrothia?
Absolutely. So Atrothia is the campaign world that I've set all my campaigns in throughout my 15 plus years that I've been running them. The world itself has been through a lot of interesting world-shaking events, several different eras, different ages, thousands of years worth of adventures have happened on it. So the world of Atrothia, as we find it currently, it's a bit of a cosmic marvel. It's been reshaped by Xernoth, the god of corruption, during the age of Cataclysm for his own nefarious purposes. And he left it incomplete. He had a grand design, but it got stopped after he was defeated by some of the old gods. So what we have left is a shattered, sprawling, disc-like mass rather than a spherical planet. So it is not a flat Earth.
It is
not.
Is it resemble a flat?
It is not a flat Earth. It
Okay.
looks more like if you took an orange and you took the peel off all in one go, and then you took what was left and slapped it down on a flat
just
table.
like the real Earth, right?
That's what it looks like. Yeah. So it's a very interesting kind of setting because of that. The continents have been torn asunder by divine intervention. So it's a misshapen mass of lands that sit upon a twisted magma core. Along the far edges, gravity is twisted and warped, which turns waterfalls back on themselves underneath the world, making violently churning swells and endlessly recircling the ocean currents.
That's a lot of detail.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So that's
All right,
that's what
okay.
Atrothia is like. So
Okay.
put that in your head. It's a very interesting world. And so keep in mind this what was called the Age of Cataclysm happened just under 1,000 years ago. So everyone that is alive that you're going to be meeting at some point, we're dealing with after Cataclysm date.
Okay.
So the current year is 978 AC after Cataclysm. So they're specifically old races may still have even experienced the time before that when things were nuts and getting reshaped.
Okay, great.
But more recently, that's not the case. So that's where we find ourselves
Cool.
today. So each of you have
All
received a
right.
letter. The letter states, Thuvius has disappeared. He spoke of you as a trusted friend, at least as trusted as one can be with Thuvius. Come to High Castle. Find our friend. I fear not just his life is in danger, but all that he stands for as well. Chainbreaker's Tavern, 27th of Corbereth, noon. Signed, D.
E.
Chain breakers.
Chainbreaker's Tavern,
So
And
do
what was
I?
the date?
the 27th of Corbereth.
Signed D.
Signed, D. You're supposed to show up at noon.
Okay.
Each of you know Thuvius. Thuvius Vane is his name. He's a magus, quite experienced. He's a middle-aged fellow. He wears a dark purple kind of tabard as well as plate armor. And he's often, whenever you've seen him fight, he's been using a mace. For whatever reason, Thuvius was important to each of you. And I'm sure we'll find out what that reason was at some point.
Very good. Then I won't ask.
But for whatever reason it is, Thuvius is gone, and you're going to meet up at Chainbreaker's Tavern.
Okay.
So to get things interesting, how about everybody roll me a D20 here? Let's all see what your numbers are.
Oh, dice. Oh,
Dice! Oh,
no one mentioned anything but dice.
dice at a tabletop RPG. Wow, who knew? Who knew?
I got a 6.
Okay,
All
so we
right,
got Joel
2.
with a 6. We got
Coming in
Nick with a 2. We're on fire today, boys. Rolling the 20-sided dice, and we got a 6 as our big number.
And a 10.
Oh, the beast
that's
comes
what
in with
I'm
a
talking
10.
about.
Nice. Good to see it. So one by one, we meet our heroes. High Castle is a city on the southeastern edge of Messenia, built on to the southern border. It is a sizable port city built on the banks of the Sepran, an immense river dividing Messenia, the country that you are currently in, and Merchantsan to the south.
Seprin?
Sepran, Seprin. The river runs all the way from the World Spine Mountains in the east to the Gulf of Curses, where it drains in the west.
I hear there's great resorts there. In the Gulf of Curses.
The Gulf of Curses. You know, you got a name like that, you know it's going to be
yeah,
good.
I mean, tropical.
It's just a
To the
tourist
west.
trap.
Tourist trap.
Quite literally.
The Gulf of Curses?
The Gulf of Curses.
To the west?
It is to the west, yes. It is to the west. The town itself is built on the edge of a cliff face and it's been built down towards where the river is. So there's a large port and docks that's been built, and the city itself stretches up along the side of the cliff until you get to the top of the cliffs, and that's kind of where the name High
Do
Castle
people
comes
live
from.
in the side of the cliffs?
Yes, so it's not like cliffs with like rope bridges. It's been chiseled like a quarry.
Okay.
And then the quarry got worked so much that they built a city around it. So that's kind of the idea. So it's several steps that go up, and then eventually you get to the top, and that's where you're at the top of the cliffs, and you can reach the rest of Messenia from there. And it's called High Castle because there is a massive castle that is built near where the cliffs are. You take the high road all the way to the castle and past that to the rest of Messenia. So that's why it's named that. So you guys have all made the journey here from various places in Messenia. The first person to arrive at Chainbreaker's Tavern. Let's see, Wallace, I think you said you got a 20?
I got a 10.
You got a 10. Oh, 10. 10 on your 20. First person to arrive is Kurgan Thunderhowl. This rugged-looking half-orc has long, dark hair, oversized vestigial tusks, and a stern, piercing gaze. His back and arms proudly display intricate tattoos which possess a deep spiritual connection to the natural world. He wears hides and furs harvested from all manner of woodland beasts, including the pelt of an immense bear worn over the left shoulder, rough furred bracers, and a crude-looking leather belt covered in shamanistic fetishes. A heavy bow made from animal bones is slung over his right shoulder, while a large two-handed woodsman's axe rests in a leather harness upon his back. He comes into town with Greymane, a large gray wolf, who wears light leather barding and has a rugged pack harness. Are you going to try and bring your wolf into the tavern?
Of course.
Of course. So you enter the tavern. It's a fine-looking place. It's near the higher edge of the higher districts in the city. So more impressive merchants and things like that. Not the rich end, but it's definitely in the middle class for sure. You enter the building, and you find that at noon the place is pretty busy, but there's a number of tables that are empty, and you're greeted by a man.
I'm going to do a perception check on the room.
For sure, give me a perception.
12.
Okay, so you glance around, and for the most part, you would guess that the people here that are dining probably are working people. They probably work in the quarries. They probably work in the docks, even though this is they'd have to take a bit of a walk to get over here. Or they maybe are working one of the log camps. So these are definitely people that they're working for a living, but have pretty good amount of money to spend on food and drink. You are flagged down by a man who appears to be welcoming new guests. A distinguished, well-kept old nobleman with white hair and a finely trimmed goatee. He carries an ornate, gold-handled cane and wears a red overcoat with gold trim, tall-heeled boots with gold buckles, and a gold belt buckle bearing the insignia of a pair of crossed drinking horns. The man gives you a wave and quickly approaches, leaning heavily on his cane as he does. Welcome to Chainbreaker's Tavern. The name's Chainbreaker Matthias Ansem. Haven't seen a stranger like you by. Normally we don't allow animals in here.
He's my service animal.
So he gives you a good hard look. Service animal, eh? Looks you up and down. I got a table just for you. He points to the back of the establishment, and you see a table secluded in the corner. 3 chairs sitting at it.
Right up my alley.
He points you there and says, I'll bring you around as soon as I get these other people seated.
I'm going to ask him, do you serve food?
Of course we serve food. Special today is a nice hearty stew, and we've got some roasted lamb also if the dog's interested.
I'll take one of each. It's a wolf.
Yes, sorry. If the wolf's interested. You make your way to the corner.
One of each, please.
He gives you a nod, and you have a sit. You get a lot of eyes and looks from a lot of the other people in town. Looks like none of them have ever seen quite such a, we'll call it, large and distinguished looking dog before in town. Because, of course, only a crazy person would bring a wolf into a bar.
Of course.
Does he have a monocle at
That
least?
sounds like a bad joke. A wolf walks into a bar. Speaking of wolves walking into bars,
Wait till they get a low on me.
Nice.
And the wolf sits beside me, staring at the front door at all times, at my side.
a man walks in that catches your eye. This bipedal, wolf-like humanoid stands a full head taller than most humans, despite possessing a slightly stooped posture. His immaculate, well-groomed coat is largely snow white, though the ends of his arms, legs, and ears are jet black. He wears heavy plate armor and an ornate but well-worn tabard bearing the insignia of a crowned golden phoenix upon a red background. A kite shield bearing the same insignia is slung over his shoulder, while a horseman's axe rests upon his belt. Am I to assume that your faithful steed, Rexford, is not coming into the bar?
No, he will be stabled at the town stable.
Okay. just wanted to check. So this is the man that you see enter. You, Gaius, you also see the same man. He flags you down wearing the red coat with the gold all over him. And you can give me a perception check.
All right.
You survey the room.
Let's see. Perception of 11.
Well, there's one person that looks a little out of place here. He's the guy in the back of the room. You see a half-orc with a wolf sitting beside him. Calmly at attention. You're flagged down by the proprietor. He again introduces himself.
I bow as he approaches.
And he says, "Oh, we don't often get your kind in here. It's been years since I've seen a Rougarou."
There's not many around here that I've ever met myself.
You know, I've got, I don't have too many openings left, but I have a table you can sit at that isn't full yet. And he points to the back of the room where that interesting-looking half-orc with the wolf are seated. Why don't you go make yourself comfortable, and I'll bring you around on the house.
That sounds good. I'm actually here waiting for somebody to arrive. I don't know their name, though. They just go by the initial D. Does that ring any bells with you?
Nothing comes to mind right now, but I think things might become a bit more clear if you go sit with your friend over there.
All right. If anyone's...
I'll keep an eye out for this person.
Thank you. And I'll head over to the designated corner.
Kurgan, a wolf man approaches. Full armor, glorious tabard, well groomed.
I'll give a nod.
I'll bow as I approach. Good day.
There's no bowing anywhere in my vocabulary.
Do you say that?
No.
It's just more like a hunch. You like have a hunch. Looks like a bow sometimes because you're all hunchback sometimes.
It's all the muscles.
I gotta
dragging.
respect the Rougarou that's in front of me. I motion for you to sit at the table with me.
I'm Gaius. May I have your name?
Gaius. My name's Kurgan. Kurgan Thunderhowl.
Well met, Kurgan.
This is my friend here, Greymane. Don't mind him.
Garmin's just sitting there, big tongue hanging out of his mouth.
I kind of picture him on the floors with his face on the ground and his like snout.
Oh, his snout pointed forward, and he's doing the eyebrow thing where they go over up and down really fast.
Yes.
Like he's begging. He can't wait for someone to drop food or pet him. As you two sit down and get acquainted, another person of interest enters the tavern. A young angelkin woman with bright blue eyes and a piercing gaze. She wears her long white hair in a ponytail, but takes measures to conceal her striking features with a dark hooded cloak. Her armor features minor embellishments while maintaining a focus on function, while a corsage-like bracelet upon her left wrist resembles an onyx-petaled rose. An ornate two-handed sword is sheathed upon her back, its pommel and grip likewise resembling a black rose. Scarlet Carson, you enter the bar, and as you glance around, I'll get a perception check from you.
That is an 18.
You're greeted by the proprietor, Matthias Ansem, but your eye is drawn to the corner table where you see two unusual-looking fellows, one open chair at their table.
So do I feel like this is not necessarily a bad setup, but like, do I feel like that's a setup for this whole charade that's been happening?
It could be.
Okay.
You definitely get the feeling that something's out of place in this room right now. Largely, everybody here is going about their business, having a nice lunch, but you can tell there's a distinct weight or gravity to what's going on in the corner.
And two wolves in the corner is not normal.
Definitely not. A half orc with a wolf and a wolf man sitting at a table. Again, this sounds like a bad joke.
To me, thinking about
A half orc, a wolf, and a wolf man walk into a bar.
My guy personally knows Thuvius. Am I pronouncing that?
Thuvius Vane.
He,
Yep.
He personally knows Thuvius, and I know the clientele he hangs around with is very similar to these two individuals that I see in front of me.
A lot of outcasts, yeah. Very rare. He's always on the fringes, that guy.
Yeah.
So you're greeted by Matthias, and he looks you over, and he says, "Oh, we're pretty busy here today, but I got an open seat in the back corner there. Why don't you have a seat, and I'll bring you around on the house."
That's a 19 cents motive. Do I feel like he knows who I am, or?
Oh, you get the feeling that this guy has been waiting for you.
Okay. Do I have any previous dealings? Have I been to this bar before?
You've probably been to this bar before.
Okay, so he probably doesn't. He probably just recognizes me a little bit, but he might know more because of this thing that is happening.
I would say you probably don't come. This is a more popular bar.
Okay.
You probably don't come here often,
that's
but you've probably
fair.
been
Okay.
by and
Okay.
you've heard about it.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll just nod and say thank you. I will find my way there. Thank you.
Okay, so as you make your way over, you two see a woman approaching.
I'll stand up as she approaches, and
The Wolfman in his
What?
fine armor stands up.
You said you were wearing a tabard of some kind or something?
He is wearing a tabard.
Is there any symbology on it?
Do you
or-
have a knowledge nobility?
I do not.
No? You wouldn't know that.
Okay, very good.
It's clearly, you would guess, it's probably some kind of knightly order and or group of nobles.
Okay, so some
It's either
sort
like
of
a normal noble heraldry or
Okay.
a heraldry or a knightly
So
heraldry.
I would see that he may be of at least a part of an organization of status.
Probably,
Okay.
yes. Probably.
Very
the
good.
other guy, certainly not. He
Okay.
looks like he just walked out of the bush
Okay,
after spending some time there.
okay,
But
great.
surprisingly...
Lots of time.
Yeah, surprisingly like clean
Okay,
for a guy that looks like he lives in the dirt.
okay.
But I would say he's probably the half orc is probably the same level of cleanliness as like someone that lives in the slums.
Okay. So I will approach you. You said you stand?
yep, I stand up,
Guy Spainbridge,
turn to
he
face
stands.
you, and then I bow as you approach.
Oh, so polite.
I will return the bow.
Greetings, ma'am. I am Guy Bainbridge of the Crowned Phoenix.
The Crown Phoenix. I've never heard of your order.
I am not surprised. There's not many of us left.
Interesting. And your friend?
I believe he can introduce
Name's
himself.
Kurgan.
Kurgan. My name is Scarlet. Pleasure to meet you both.
Have a
We
seat,
have an empty
Scarlet.
seat.
Excellent. I guess I won't. I won't even roll. But I'm gonna guess that because there's some weird stuff happening, they're probably under the same pretenses that I am. So I'll just say thank you, Lord Bainbridge, Sir Bainbridge.
Just Guy Bainbridge.
So I'll
And I'll
For now.
pull out the chair for you.
Oh, so polite.
such a gentleman.
What a gentleman. Oh my goodness.
Thank you. I will
So
say.
knightly.
I'll say to
And take
Kurgan.
return to my seat.
forgive my assumptions, Kurgan, but are you from the wilds by any chance? Do you spend much time out in the wilds?
The wilds is like the area you're in.
Well, just like I'm implying like not in the city.
The
amongst
nearby wilderness would be
forests and
the
wilderness. Yeah.
the Iron Hills, which are north, and then east would be the Mistvale Forest.
I've been here the odd time, helping out some of the lesser downtrodden folk in the city. City or town?
It's the city.
In the city.
Yeah. Small city.
So I've been here the odd time, but normally a place like this is way too stuffy.
I require some reagents if you would perhaps like to trade. If you have spent a lot of time out in the wilderness, there are a couple reagents that I require, and would you be interested in talking? We won't do that now, but
Of course.
just making a little bit of small
Yeah.
talk.
Oh yeah.
about that.
So
okay.
you strike up a conversation about some of the nearby hard to find herbs
Yeah,
and
yeah,
reagents.
I'm curious, what are you going to do with these herbs?
I have a bit of a green thumb, they say. I'm a botanist.
Botanist.
I like to I have a beautiful rose garden, and would like to find some. I've heard of these mushrooms that are really good if you prepare them the right way. They become a very good fertilizer and I just would like to use. I don't know
Yes.
nearly enough about the growth.
There's
shrooms.
a few different ones that I know of. That can
See
help you
that
out.
this is excellent. I don't know of anybody that can do that. So
So as your conversation continues, Matthias Ansem approaches with a large tray. He, again, still leaning heavily on his cane as he walks. But his tray is massive. It looks like it has several drinks on it, as well as several servings of food. He approaches, puts the tray on the table, and he says, "Oh, sorry for waiting. Sorry for the wait, everyone. It's been a little busy here." And he starts to place drinks down in front of each of you. You each get a tankard of ale put down in front of you. And in addition, there's a large platter of vegetables and some little fried meat bits and things, like an appetizer kind of tray he puts down.
Hors d'oeuvres.
And then he also puts down a bowl for you filled with stew, as well as a plate that has a large hunk of lamb on it. And he puts that down. You said you wanted 2 servings, didn't you?
One of each.
Well, yeah, so there you go. So that's what he puts down for you. So he says, "Oh, hopefully your conversation's going okay. It's my understanding that you have some important things to discuss." And as he says that, he reaches behind him and grabs a chair and puts it down and sits down at the table with you.
I get the feeling that you know something that we do not.
He reaches into his coat and produces a letter. And he puts it down in front of him. It's folded over, but it bears the same waxen seal, red wax with no actual seal marker, that each of you have on your letter. So he puts that down on the table. And he says, "Would you mind?" And he motions for each of you to produce your letters.
I will wait.
Everyone narrows their gaze and stares across the table at one another.
No, I will retrieve mine out of my backpack.
Okay, he reaches into his pack and he puts... Gaius Bainbridge puts his letter down on the table.
Same looking seal as the one that I have.
Yep, a wax seal with no marker on who it was from. And it looks like it's even the same parchment.
Yours all like crumpled up and
He puts his down and it makes a sickly slap, like it's been soggy for a while.
Been storing it under his arm in the hot sun.
Safest place there is, under his right butt cheek.
So without breaking a gaze after you drop yours, I will produce my letter and put it down in front of me.
Good, I'm glad to see you're all here. I did not write any of these letters, but I did receive one. Mine is from D, as I imagine each of yours are. I've been told in my letter that 3 travelers would be coming, matching your descriptions, here today at noon, and that you were to investigate Thuvius's disappearance. I don't know what his connection to any of you are, but I have a long history with Thuvius. The fact that he's missing, it bothers me. So I've done a little looking around. And I'm going to give you all the info that I've gathered thus far. But my adventuring days, they're behind me. This isn't a task I really feel up to anymore. But
Did you take an arrow to the knee by any chance?
he laughs and continues, leaving it all the more mysterious.
Mysterious.
I'm not up for the task, but perhaps you 3 are. If you know Thuvius, you know what he's capable of. If he's missing, something has gone afoul.
Yes, if he holds many secrets, I think.
I don't know how many of you are locals, but if you're looking for a place to stay, I can put you up in the cellars. It's clean, but not the most comfortable. I can also recommend a few places for you to rent out as an inn. But feel free to stay in the cellars. I can pull some cots out, and you can stay as long as you need.
I appreciate your. That will not be necessary.
I do appreciate the offer, but I think I'll stay at an inn myself.
Excellent. He looks at you.
I sleep
Perhaps
in garbage.
You're just going to camp out on the cliffs?
Yep.
He gives a nod. Well, the offer is there. From what I know, there's been all kinds of rumors around town of late. For the last year and a half, people have been going missing from the lumber camps, the quarries, and the docks. But from what I've discovered, Thuvius disappeared from his home. And he is not located near any of those. I spoke with Thuvius's neighbors, and he was last seen heading towards Black Tree Hill the night that he disappeared. So there is a chance that he's been attacked by the rumored beast of Black Tree Hill.
And it's not me.
And not to be confused with Beast, the player. I've also heard that a mysterious armored figure in a black cloak was seen prowling around outside the house of Thuvius the night that he disappeared. That's everything I've been able to dig up so far, but it should be good enough for you to get a few leads from there. I would suggest checking in at Thuvius's house, and then he gives you a brief description on where to find that. If you want to try and learn anything more. But try not to bother his neighbors. I've already been poking around quite a bit, as has the guard.
Do we have any methods of entry? Do we have a key or
He nods. He reaches into his coat and he puts a key down on the table. And he says, "That's Thuvius' spare key.
How did you get it?
He's one of my friends. He gave it to me for safekeeping."
I'll sense motive that just because that's just what
Sure.
I do. 19.
You narrow your gaze a little bit, but as far as you can tell, he seems to be telling the truth.
Great.
So with that, he leans up a bit, leans hard up off of the table, produces a flask bearing the insignia of a pair of crossed drinking horns, takes a swig, and then hoists it up, and says, "Well, luck of the Golden Hero with all of you. Best of luck on your investigation. If you need anything or have any further questions, feel free to pop by. Also, while you're looking for Thuvius, food, drink, whatever you need, it's on the house."
Excellent. As I take the haunch of meat and throw it up to
Greymane jumps up and grabs it and starts chomping away.
quite loudly.
Okay, so with that, he takes his leave, and you guys find yourselves alone among yourselves at the table.
Did they leave the letters or like?
He took his letter before.
But ours are still
before
there?
leaving. Your letters are all on the table, and you're all sitting at the table.
I'll take
Okay.
mine back and put it in my pocket.
I'll take mine back and put it back in my backpack.
So, this is getting weirder and weirder.
This is par for the
Thuvius
course.
is missing. And we're all related to him in some way, shape, or form. It's interesting.
How do you two know him?
Well, that's an excellent question. I would love to tell you. How do I know Thuvius?
How do you know Thuvius?
Yeah.
You met Thuvius several months ago. You crossed paths while you were doing investigations in town. You didn't reveal the full scope of what you were doing here to him, but whenever you called for his help, he always came to help.
Okay. I owe him a great debt, so I will be following through with this investigation. I don't entirely trust it, but I think I owe that at least.
So you explained this to us, that your connection with him?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah. That's what she tells you anyways. She doesn't go any further about the specifics.
How
But
do
it's
you know
evident that
Thuvius?
she is a local. At least for now. She's not just a passer through like you guys.
I pay my
I
taxes.
have acquired a few things for Thuvius over the last while.
What sorts of things? Would he have dealings with illicit markets?
No. Kind of in line what you're looking for from me.
Maybe it was for my birthday. He was trying to buy some growth shrooms from you.
Growth shrooms.
Little blue pills.
No, that's a different thing. I'm not into that. And what of you?
I'm purposely a little. What's what I'm looking for?
You're a little closed off with everybody?
Yeah.
Not
I think
terribly
that's
open?
is that just a general trait of yours though, or is that about this specifically?
General trait.
Yeah, okay. I imagined you weren't like an amazing people person, so
No.
Oh, okay.
What, a guy that
My,
lives in the bush with a wolf?
And a 10 charisma, yeah.
Yeah, all right,
He's
fair
the
enough.
He's the people person of the mountain.
He is the mountain. Okay, and Gaius, what have you? What are your dealings with Thuvius?
Well, I haven't seen him in many years, but he saved my life back in 71.
Wait, what are we in? We're in 78. Oh, okay. I see what you did there. It wasn't that long ago.
And I definitely owe him for all that he did for me.
Does anyone have a knowledge history
Oh, good
I
question.
don't think so.
on what he just said? Well, you obviously don't need to, Nick.
What? Are you sure?
Gaius knows what happened in 71.
I do not have knowledge
No?
history.
Does anyone have an intelligence check? It's a relatively well-known thing that happened.
Nope.
14.
You got a 4? Okay. So Kurgan, believe it or not, has actually heard in 971, was when the Blood Moon Massacre happened. It was a deadly nighttime ambush by legions of Grecan dredgers during a campaign to defend the Bloodsworn Valley in the north. Very deadly. Tens of thousands of people died while they were trying to defend from the assault of the Grecan dredgers.
Was the Greek Empire trying to take over a region?
Yeah, there's a so to the north of Messenia, there's the Grecan Empire has taken over several different neighboring countries, and there's a large contested area in Messenia that Grecan constantly is trying to retake, because back when the world was getting ripped apart, part of it was theirs, so they're trying to take it back. But after the world after the age of calamity ended, when all the borders were drawn up, it belonged to Messenia. So they have yearly wars, decadely wars kind of thing.
Okay.
But that's one of the most bloody ones that's ever happened. The Blood Moon Massacre of 71. So apparently Gaius is a survivor.
Does do you say that? Like, is that something you say, or is
No.
it, okay?
I personally keep it to
Yeah.
myself
Okay.
right now.
Well,
I'm sure that probably strikes true for you, though.
For sure,
Yeah.
with my background.
Yeah. Okay, so what's next? Now that you've discussed that,
Well, I'm
you
gonna
continue to enjoy your food and drink.
I'm going to eat my hors
order.
d'oeuvres.
And you know what? It is good. They got good stuff here.
Is it what they've like? Okay, but like, is this
Other people are eating this stuff too.
Okay, so it's not like a
you guys got a
special-
special thing.
Okay.
But this looks like a really nice place that seems to be cheaper than it should be. Like the guy that owns this place, he looks like money.
What's
Like,
the
he
catch?
looks rich.
What's the catch?
But as far as you can tell, common people are eating here and eating well and good quality food. What is the catch? That's a good question. Does anyone have knowledge local? Maybe someone knows something about Chainbreaker's Tavern.
That is a good question. What have I heard?
18.
Well, 18's pretty good.
20.
18 and a 20. Okay. So you guys, both of you have heard of Chainbreaker Matthias Ansem. So this is a local restaurant and brew house. The ale is actually made in an adjoining building. Matthias Ansem was an adventurer. He was actually renowned in his youth. He freed many slaves and rebelled against the Justicars, who at the time were a very tyrannical, militaristic organization, bringing light to the corruption within their ranks. They were called the Chainers of Ironhold. They were a group of slavers, and he helped break the slave ring.
Okay.
So he's earned quite a bit of renown for that. And he's also a worshiper of Midas, known as the Golden Hero, god of heroes, competition, luck, money. And because of his beliefs, he likes to make sure everybody has a good full belly so that they can go and become the best person.
Okay.
So he doesn't make much off of his food. His drink is very fairly priced also, and he just lives off of his earnings and from when he was an adventurer. It's a very popular place, and he also doesn't like dealing with nobles very much. So that's why typically this place is not for them.
Yeah, okay.
Because they look and go, oh, look at all these average people in here. Whoa. So because of that, the common people get a good
Lots
place
of harumphing. So he gets rid of the harumphing and brings in...
There is. And there's also...
Would you say he's a pillar of the community?
He is a pillar of the community, this guy.
That's some feel-good stuff right there.
He's good.
Okay.
Good man. Good
right
man.
On.
So, you guys partake in your food. And what is going to happen next? Are you going to take his suggestion and go check out Thuvius' house? Or do you want to check out one of those other leads he just gave you?
Well,
we have a key. It'd be a waste not to use it right away.
absolutely. I think Thuvius is... I suppose we are in league together, gentlemen. He saved your life. I could see how you feel like you owe a strong debt to this man, and you're look like you're just along for the ride, my friend. But
Dubious has been important to me. I'd love to know what's going on with him.
then I say we check out the house. What time of day is it? Right, it's about noon. You said, right?
Yeah.
We'll say you guys maybe spent an hour here.
Okay.
Enjoying the food, waiting for people to arrive, having your discussion. He offered second rounds and second offers of food to anybody who wanted. You're definitely leaving with a good meal and a nice, pleasant buzz.
Nice. Okay, that's perfect for work. That's what you want before you go to work.
That's what he does when he goes to work.
Perfect.
So.
That's great. And now he's on a cane, and he
Yeah.
took an arrow to the knee. So he probably
may or may not have taken an arrow.
probably
We don't know.
shouldn't have gone to work drunk.
don't know.
That's not okay. Anyway, how far is Thuvius' house from here?
Thuvius' house is about 20-minute walk from here.
20-minute
Not too
walk.
bad. It's a few steps down because remember the high castle is kind of built on these big steps when it was a quarry. So it's a few steps down. So it's a little bit closer towards the lower class district,
Great.
but still in the middle area.
I will, as I'm leaving, I will take 2 gold, and I'll place it on the bar.
Oh,
And I will say, I don't imagine that he would want it himself, but I will say, allow this to help cover some meals for those that need them.
he gives a nod, and you see him scoop up the coins, and then he calls out, "Darts, everybody! The prize is 2 gold. Everyone line up if you want to go." So people start lining up for his
Awesome.
dart contest that you just funded.
Great. I had no problem with that.
Oh, a competition. He's all into
That's
it.
a good
It's
idea.
one of his God's tenets.
Good idea. I will not partake in the competition
Okay,
to win
no
my
problem.
money back.
Nope. That's pretty good. Two gold is it's like a full week of work for a lot of these guys. So they are in. Okay, so people are excited about the darts competition they're going to do for some of the money you just put down.
Yeah, I'm putting no money down.
Yeah, you don't have to. Okay, so you guys, it's about 20 minutes or so. You guys make your way there. Following his directions, it's pretty easy to get to. It's just a few streets away. You arrive, and you find the front door is broken.
How recently was it broken?
I guess we don't need that key after all.
It's kind of hard to tell. You have to get a little bit closer to take
I
a
would
look.
like to get closer.
Okay, so as you approach, the door bursts open, and a black-robed figure rushes past you. are you going to give chase or let this man run?
I want to.
He matched the description of the individual that was seen outside his house.
From what you were told.
Yeah.
Well, that you only got a flash of this guy. He was wearing a black robe. And you were told an armored black robe figure.
I'm going to try to have Greymane
You gonna try to take him down?
trip him.
Okay. So you guys give pursuit.
We're definitely going to try to subdue this guy.
Okay, sounds good. The mysterious figure darts past all of you. Everybody roll for initiative, please.
Hey!
Hello.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Oh, here we go.
All right.
Gaius Bainbridge.
4.
Big 4. Kurgan Thunderhowl. Oh!
Ow, ow! 11.
Big 11. Greymane.
21.
Scarlet Carson.
18.
Woo! There's
Almost
a
like
number.
I was caught flat-footed.
You should wear heels. You'll never be flat-footed that way. You'll be angle-footed.
I'll be broken ankled.
Broken ankled.
What's your initiative modifier, Scarlet?
That's a big 0.
Big 0. Okay.
Yep. I'm very dexterous.
That was an au natural 18.
Okay, so
natural,
the chase
baby.
ensues. As a quick reminder, I've laid out a number of obstacles in front of you. You guys are going to start at the beginning. It's going to be a move action for you to advance to an obstacle. Once you are at the obstacle, you can attempt to bypass it as a standard action. Alternatively, if you have some ability, spell, or something that should be useful in that situation, you can do that instead to bypass the obstacle.
Sounds like that number would be 10.
Yeah. If you do a full round action and you're at the obstacle already, you can automatically bypass it without rolling any of the checks required.
Okay.
Or you can risk it and as a full round action, move up to and complete 2 obstacles in a row. In which case you need to complete one of each of the 2 options on each of the 2 obstacles. And if you fail, you're stuck where you were.
Okay.
So that could turn out poorly if that's the case.
Okay.
If you fail both of the obstacle rolls, then not only are you stuck, you miss your next turn. So big money, big prizes, or big losses. So those are the choices. Okay, so this mysterious robed figure has darted out ahead of you, caught you guys by surprise. So he is at obstacle 3. You were all starting heading up to obstacle 1. So Greymane is first. So you said, sick 'em, boy.
Go and
Something
trip
of
him.
that.
That's what I want
Go
to do.
trip him. So Greymane launches ahead at full speed. Move action to get up to the obstacle. And as a standard, he reveals the first one. The alleyway leading away from Thuvius's home heads towards a steep roof of a partially collapsed warehouse. So this old building, he can attempt to climb the steep sloped roof, the DC-10 climb check, or he can attempt the crumbling rooftop, acrobatics of 20. Which is he going to do? So our first obstacle is an old building. You can either climb the steep sloped roof or acrobatics across the crumbling rooftop.
A climb would be the easiest.
Going for the climb. Let's see the climb. What do you got?
DC 10, you said?
DC 10. Let's see a roll.
I got a 9.
A 9. Big 9. He is at the obstacle, but not able to
This
pass
guy's
it.
for sure getting away.
Okay, that brings us to Scarlet Carson. Are you going to advance, or are you going to try and do multiples?
I'm just going to go to the first one. Now, because do I need to now use like a standard to see what the obstacle is still, or
Nope.
is that...
As soon as you get to the obstacle, which is half your turn, it's a move action. Once you're there, you see what the obstacle
Great,
is.
I'm just going to try to climb over it.
Okay, so you're going to head up,
Yeah.
move, and you're going to try and climb. Aiming for a 10. What do you got?
Oh, that's a 17 there, Chris.
You got a 17. Boom! You get past obstacle number 1.
Nice.
Okay, that brings us to the mysterious figure over here. Let's see what they're going to do. Oh, interesting. Okay. I think
So
I
the
know what
mysterious
they're gonna
figure
do.
is also rolling on these.
He is going to be trying also. He
Very
doesn't
good.
automatically get past. He's having the same difficulties you guys are. You just don't get to see what he's doing. Okay, he's going to secretly try this top one. Oh! Oh! He is at the obstacle, but not past it. He is stuck.
Okay.
Okay, so this figure is having trouble with whatever's going on over there.
It's our chance.
It's your chance, boys. That brings us to Kurgan Thunderhowl. What are you going to do?
Krakow. Ooh. He's thunder and howls, you see.
I am not a proficient very much with climb or acrobatics.
Well, that's how it goes sometimes.
So I'm going to go up to it and attempt to climb it.
Okay, he's going to try and climb up the steep sloped roof. It's an acrobatics
Sometimes
with a climb.
I got a 2.
You got a 2. What are you adding to that 2?
Sometimes he breezes past 2 cards.
I rolled a
sometimes
4
the
and I have
T-Rex
minus
eats
2
you.
climb.
Oh, okay. So he's at the obstacle. Okay. So that brings us to Gaius Bainbridge.
Guys, Bainbridge.
Gaius Bainbridge. You going to move in standard, or are you going big money, big prizes?
I believe it's a standard action to activate a supernatural ability.
Depends what it is, but sure. What is
Change
it?
shape.
Oh, he's changing shape. That is a standard action for you.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm gonna become not unlike the wolf.
Actually,
How hungry
yes,
are
that
you?
would be a standard. Okay, so you turn in that, and now you're going to move up to it. I
Move up
assume?
to the obstacle. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that reminds me. Sorry. Now that you have your increased speed, actually, this would have mattered because Wolf would have done better too. For every 10 feet you are faster than 30 feet, you get a +2 on all your rolls. For every 10 feet you are slower, you have a -2. So
Sorry.
actually,
Wolf would have made it.
yes,
Sorry,
Greymane would have made it because he would have had +4 to his roll.
Nice.
Because he has a 50-foot move speed.
Yes. You would not have, though. I don't.
No.
You were
Not my
still like
4?
6 lower.
No.
Actually, you don't have a bonus, right? So never mind. Yours was terrible. But Nick, Gaius, I believe you are going to have a bonus, are you not? Because you're now a wolf, so you got 50-foot move speed.
Yep. But
So that'll be a +4.
It's a standard action.
standard action to.
So you can get
change
up to
shape
the
and then move
obstacle.
up the obstacle. Yeah.
Okay, so you're at the obstacle and not past it. Okay, that brings us to top of the order. It is Greymane's turn. So you're going to have Greymane run up to the next obstacle? Go for it again?
Maybe
Okay.
it's full tilt.
He is going. As in you want him to try 2 or you want him to do 1?
If you do 2, it's -2, right?
If you do 2 obstacles, you have to complete 1 objective on each one. If you fail one of them, you don't progress at all. If you fail both, you
I
lose your
think
next
he'd go
turn.
full out.
He's going full out. Okay.
Yeah.
He is going full out. Big money, big prizes. The streets beyond the warehouse are a crowded mess. You're at some busy streets. You can either make way with the charisma check, DC 15, or gas. I smell gas with a bluff of 20. How's the wolf going to do it?
So what was the first DC?
The first is a 15 charisma.
Well, then that's what he's
That's what he's
doing.
going for. I think you got a mind. But you know what? You got +4 because you're so
know.
fast.
He's
That-
gonna
that's your
howl.
big penalty.
He's gonna howl
Just,
really
think,
loud.
just think high.
Thinking high.
Oh!
What is that
I
result?
rolled an 18. -2 is 16 plus 4 is 20.
That beats it. In theory, he could catch up to the mysterious figure this turn.
Oh, baby.
Okay, the second one. Broken crates and other debris fill the nearby alley, which ends in a tall, smooth wall. Obstacles, a tall wall. Action number 1, gap in the wall. Escape artist check. Option 2, the way around. Knowledge local. DC 10. So you can either go a 10 intelligence check, which is probably the worst option, or escape artist of 15.
Okay, I'm doing escape
Just
artist.
dex-based, at least. Going for escape artist. Let's see what you got. Oh my god!
Back-to-back 18s.
Greyman is on fire tonight, everybody.
So that's an 18, 20 plus my speed of 24.
24. Bam! Greymane catches up to the mysterious figure.
But he doesn't have an action right now, correct?
He does not have an action, so we're going to have to see what happens as that progresses.
Oh,
but
man.
you also see the next two obstacles now. You got the obstacle of busy streets and the obstacle of tall wall. So feel free to try and get an
Underrated rapper, by the way, that Tall Wall.
Tall Wall.
Grill's one of the greatest songs of all time.
That brings us to Scarlet Carson. So you're back here. You can make your way there.
Well, Wolfie just kind of bolted across this and
It did.
he howled.
And it's probably going to be holding him. He was instructed to trip him, so we'll see what happens because of that.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to try to go for the old double whammy.
Ooh, double whammy. Going for it.
This is probably a bad idea, but here,
We'll see just how bad.
here at Barely
Big
Adequate,
money, big
we
prizes.
don't care about bad ideas. So, the first one is...
You make way, Charisma DC 15, or Gas, I Smell Gas, Bluff DC 20.
I guess we're going with the DC 15 Charisma check.
Okay. Aiming for the first one.
That is and only an 11.
Only an 11. Okay, so you do still need to make one of the two on the other one, or you miss your next turn.
Oh, boy.
So Gap in the Wall, Escape Artist
Knowledge
15.
local.
Knowledge local 10, the way around.
We'll see if we can figure out a way around, which that is a 25.
Okay, so because you succeeded that one, you don't lose your turn.
Okay.
You are at the obstacle
Yeah,
number
okay.
two.
Very good.
Okay, that brings us to the Mysterious Figure's turn. So the Mysterious Figure is going to be looking around here. Okay, so the Mysterious Figure is at the end of the long alley. Greymane, the alley is 10 feet wide and 50 feet long. Towards the end of the alley, on the left-hand side, there is a 5-foot wide corridor. And then, of course, there's the dead end that they got themselves to. The Mysterious Figure is near the corridor and disappears down that direction, heading south down the corridor. The 10 by 50-foot alley is where we still find Greymane. So he disappears somewhere down there. Or she. Could be any. Could he, she? Who knows? Mysterious Figures, what we know. That brings us to Kurgan Thunderhowl.
So what's the next one again?
So you're currently...
I'm not double.
You can full round to automatically pass this obstacle, or you can attempt a standard action to finish
Which one
it,
is it
and
again?
then move to the next one. It's a climb check of 10, steep sloped roof, or a crumbling rooftop of acrobatics 20. Or you can full round auto pass.
I need to roll a 12.
That's above average. Not impossible. Or are you rolling like Greymane, or are you rolling like you normally roll? That's the question.
I'm going to full...
Full round action to auto pass?
Yeah.
Okay. And that brings us to Gaius Bainbridge. What are you going to do? You are extra fast, so you got a +4 to your rolls.
Yep. So I will attempt to blow past two of them.
Okay, you're going to try 2. So first things first, you have the acrobatics of 20 or the climb of 10 to get past this old building obstacle.
All right.
Because of your speed, you're getting a +4 beyond your normal bonuses. Also, you're not wearing armor anymore, so no more check penalty.
Yep. And my strength is 2 higher. Yep. So
No, that's it's a polymorph effect from change shape, so
Okay.
you don't get any ability score adjustments.
Okay. So then I will attempt the climb.
Okay, let's see that climb. Give it a roll.
With a 5. My 4 from strength and the 4 from speed brings me up to a solid 13.
Okay, and then that brings you to the busy streets obstacle, which is going to be make way, charisma 15, or gas, I smell gas, bluff 20.
Ooh. I will try that charisma one.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to do the charisma. You do get the +4 still.
Yep. Yep.
And that glorious speed. Oh, look at that.
14, 2, and the 4 brings me up to a nice 20.
Big 20. Okay, that brings you towards the back obstacle. Well, that was the wrong... There we go. It brings you towards the back obstacle. So with a move action, you're going to appear right beside Greymane over there. Okay, and that brings us up to Greymane. So Greymane is going to try and pursue the mysterious figure. Give me a perception check, please, Greymane. What a noble hound.
Perception of 12.
Big 12. Okay, so he starts sniffing the air and rounds the corner. And as he does, he is met by a figure who swings down at him with a great axe. But despite being hidden, Greymane's keen nose alerted him to the foe attacking him. And he saw him.
Yeah, get him. Get him, wolves.
Okay, so this mysterious figure, he takes a chop. Oh, he hits Greymane with a big hit.
Goodbye, Greymane, my old friend.
And Greymane takes a total of 9 points of damage.
Oh, poor Greymane. No, Greymane. Retreat, Greymane.
Goodbye, Greymane, my old friend.
Oh, he's still kicking. That brings us to Scarlet Carson.
I am going to auto pass this impossible charisma check.
Sounds good. Okay, and just like Gaius, you are a simple move action away from arriving right there on the back of the alley.
Hey, what's up, guys?
That brings us... apologies. Sorry. That was a readied attack. It is still Greymane's turn. He does get his opportunity to bite in response.
And trip, perhaps?
And possibly even trip.
Baby, now we're talking.
So, Greymane, let's get that bite attack, please. Greymane coming in with
Big
those
money.
chompers.
12.
That is a 12. A 12 misses.
Greymane, you suck.
Okay, and that brings us to Scarlet. She did her thing. This guy, he changed.
I forgot.
Ready in action, so his initiative is going to shift. So it is not his turn.
I forgot. Masterwork said that is considered light, right?
Yes, it is.
My AC is 1 higher for Greymane.
So Greymane's got 18, 12, 16.
18, 13, 15.
Oh, from dodge.
Yeah, I forgot dodge.
Oh, can't forget dodge. Okay. Well, that was still a hit.
Yeah, you said,
He still
it
got
sounded
you.
like you rolled pretty well.
Yeah, he didn't even need to add anything. He hit you. So it's a good dice roll. I get those every now and then, too.
No.
Okay, so Scarlet advances. It is Kurgan's turn. Kurgan, with 1 move action, you end up over here. Actually, roll a 6-sided dice for me. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong guy. I keep thinking Kurgan Thunderhowl is the wolf guy, but it's the half-orc. Okay, sorry. Apologies. It's not there yet. Kurgan, you got to make way. Charisma DC 15 or Gas, I Smell Gas, Bluff DC 20.
What was the first one? 15 for charisma?
So 15 Charisma or Bluff 20.
Well, it's going to be 15 charisma. Because my charisma is a 0.
Power of positive thinking. Nope, didn't work.
That's a 3.
Didn't work.
Well, you're at the obstacle, so you can maybe join him next time.
I'm done.
It does bring us to Gaius, though. Gaius, with a move action, you can advance
I have a Gaius.
All
I have a
right.
Gaius.
onto this space over here. You roll D6, please. We'll see what spot you end up in.
That would be a 3.
3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, right here. That is where you are right now. You see the scene unfolding in front of you. Just down the alley, you see the mysterious figure. He's holding a great axe, and it's currently a bit bloody. And you see the injured wolf, Greymane, right up beside him.
All right. I will move closer then in my wolf form.
Okay, sounds good. Moving closer. How close do you want to go? So you're at the back of the alley. You're going to go.
You have 40 foot. You can get behind him.
Yeah, I'll move into the alley right up to the corner of the
Okay, right
turn
up to
in
the
alley.
corner where the alley turns left. So you're standing beside Greymane, and just down that little alley is where you have this mysterious figure. Okay, sounds good. Okay, that brings us up to the top. And this mysterious figure is going to act. What is he going to do?
Is he gonna act?
He's going to ask you a question. He winds up and he's going to take a chop at Greymane.
Goodbye, Greymane, my old friend.
However, Greymane ducks out of the way. He misses.
Yay! We need him.
Swings a little too high, and Greymane easily ducks down to avoid the attack. That brings us to Greymane.
Graymane's got to bite him.
Coming in with that bite again. What do we got?
Got a 14.
Ooh, a big 14. Well, this fellow ducks out of the way. You barely miss.
It is what it is.
That brings us to Scarlet Carson. Simple move action gets you over here.
I'm doing
D6,
that.
please. Let's see where you end up.
That's a 3.
1, 2, 3. You end up in the same space that Gaius ended up.
That was a move action.
That was a move action to get there. Now you have another action ahead of you.
I will. Well,
Freeze Swift Standard.
I won't be able to draw my my sword, but I also don't really see him yet, so I'm gonna move.
And he's moving. So she moves up right beside the currently in wolf form Guy Spainbridge. Also, you now see 2 wolves. Not one.
Two
but
wolves.
2 wolves in this alleyway.
Okay,
Although one of them
interesting.
has an almost all white coat with black tips on the ears and feet.
Impressive.
Just like Guy Spainbridge.
Impressive. The wild man commands both wolves.
2 wolves. 1 orc, 2 wolves.
Impressive.
That,
We've all seen that video.
Don't Google it.
that brings us to Kurgan Thunderhowl. Full round action to bypass?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Bam. 1 move action gets you in the field.
Okay.
Okay, that brings us to Gaius Bainbridge. You are threatening this guy. You are beside Greymane. A little bit of a corner of a building in the way, but other than that, you're okay. What would you like to do?
I think we're going to have to make that official then.
Revert as a move action?
I'm going to challenge him.
Oh.
With a howl.
With a howl. Oh.
Yeah.
Challenging him while in wolf form. Or are you switching out of wolf form?
No, I'll switch out of wolf form and then challenge him.
Okay, so as a move action, you witness a horrific transformation as this wolf suddenly turns into Gaius Bainbridge.
Whoa!
Armor almost popping out of his joints, almost like the wolf fur kind of fades down into his body, and as it does, it reveals his true form. Okay, and you unleash the challenge.
Yep.
So is there anything special about that? I know you're going to get a bonus on damage.
Let's see. So there's a morale bonus on attack rolls
Okay,
to
anything?
the target of the challenge, and a dodge bonus on AC, to ACs made by the target
Okay.
or against the target.
Okay, so it's like +1s?
+1 dodge bonus to against attacks from him, and a +1 morale bonus on attacks to him.
Perfect. Okay, and then
From-
you get a +1 on damage rolls. It sounds good.
From my knightly order. And then
Okay,
the
cool.
challenge itself, I have to focus on him, otherwise I take a -2.
Yep.
All right, so I'll attack him.
Sounds good. With a bite?
Uh,
Can't imagine you have a weapon out right now. Just came from wolf form, so.
yeah, yeah.
You do have a bite, though. Or are you going to draw your weapon and don your shield instead of attacking?
Actually, maybe we'll draw the lance.
5-step and then draw the lance?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to go directly behind Greymane?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're behind Greymane. He's going to be providing a little bit of soft cover, but you can attack this mysterious figure from where you are. Okay, so if, you 5-step over, you pull out your lance, and that'll be that for your turn. Ready to go on him for the next one, though. Okay, that brings us up to him. So that guy is he's gonna take 1 chop at Greymane. But again, Greymane ducks out of the way, fails to hit him with that great axe. Then he's going to 5-step back a bit to try and get away from you guys. You're clogging up a little bit. He wants you out of his face. That brings us to Greymane.
You'll fight him.
Okay, Greymane advances the 5-step and still following that same command is going to keep attacking.
Yeah, because I can't really give him any other.
You're not there yet.
Nope.
So.
I saw the 20. But a 4 to hit.
That is a miss. Brings us to Scarlet Carson.
Excellent.
You are there. Oh, look at that. There's a
I
little
can't
gap
get at
there.
him.
Can't get at him. You got anything you could throw or shoot?
Do I notice that
Buildings on both sides. You can try and scale a building. It's
do
gone so well for you guys so far.
Do I see that he is hurt, the wolf?
The wolf is certainly hurt. It looks like he got a good chop on the shoulder with that axe.
I would like to 5-foot step up,
Okay, right beside the building.
and I would like to reach out with a glowing hand
Ooh,
and cast Cure Light Wounds
Glowing golden light
on the wolf.
erupts from your hand, and you peek around the corner and tap the wolf on the back.
D8 plus 1?
It's D8 plus 1.
7 points of
Very
health
respectable.
back.
7 points of healing. That is big.
And I would like to use my... I 5-foot step there, so I can't really use a move action. But I can draw my weapon now, correct?
Let's see. You cast a spell. You 5-step. You can draw a weapon.
I would
absolutely.
like to draw my greatsword.
Okay, drawing a greatsword. Scarlet Carson reaches back and draws that.
It's also a very slender looking
greatsword.
greatsword. Like it's
Very,
not
very
a
sleek.
Buster Sword style.
No.
greatsword. Yeah.
Very sleek greatsword. Yeah, definitely. Okay, and that brings us to Kurgan Thunderhowl. You know what? With a move action, Kurgan, give me a D6, please.
5er.
You are right there. So this guy is too far in the corner for you to see, but you can see your wolf. So this would be an opportunity to get him to back down if you wanted to do that. Or you could try and move again to get into good position.
Can I tell from there if he's hurt?
I would say that you could probably see that. Give me a perception check or a heal check. Whatever one of those you would prefer.
Perception is 14.
A 14?
And my heal would be...
No, whichever one. So,
so
that one's higher. We'll say, yeah,
14.
you notice that he was wounded, but it looks like some of his wounds have healed.
Okay.
So you have a pretty good guess of what his condition is.
I'm going to move to behind, one up more.
Okay, you have a good line of sight on him from
And I'm
there?
drawing my bow as I'm moving. Because I do not have a Babel 1.
Yeah, but you could move there and then draw your bow.
I'll do that.
Okay, that brings us to Gaius Bainbridge. So Gaius, you have your lance out. Good long reach with that. You're not mounted, so you can't use it with a shield. Would you like to 5 in and take a stab?
I believe in this situation, Greymane's my shield.
Yeah. Okay, so you come up behind Greymane, and
It's very honorable of you, Sir Knight.
you take a stab with that lance. So he will be a little bit harder to hit because Greymane is offering him soft cover, but
Sweet.
it is still an attacking position.
All right.
See what you got.
Attempt to skewer this mysterious individually.
As you attack over the top of Greymane.
Oh yeah, that lance
Using
comes
your
right over
reach.
top of him. Do your lance, is that like a cavalier, jousting lance, or is it more of like a spear style lance?
Yeah, it's more of a spear style combat lance.
Nice, combat style spear. I dig that. That's cool.
10 plus 6, so 16 to hit.
That's a 16 to hit. That is a miss, unfortunately.
Oh my goodness!
Your attack is. You have to be a little more cautious to make sure you don't hit the wolf. So your attack is a miss. That brings us to this fellow over here. So he is going to do the same thing he did last time. He is going to take a quick chop at Greymane. Try and come down to size, but again, Greymane. That little bit of barding and his agility, too much to deal with. So then he's going to 5-step back again. further down that side little corridor, making it harder to
Can
get to
we
him.
see? Is there a dead end there?
Let's see what it is here. I got some random cards here. Why don't you go pull one of these cards? We'll see what lines up next with them.
Bingo.
What is it? It is. It leads to a little market square, apparently.
Nice. I would like to buy some shoes, please.
Okay, so it looks like he's slowly but surely making his way towards an open kind of corridor to a little square.
So he still is doing fight. Would he attempt to flank? But he probably wouldn't acrobatics past.
No, he wouldn't do that.
so
Now,
he's-
if he was out if the other guy moved out to where it was open, that's a different story. He would pack tactics, definitely jumping behind him.
Well, he's going to
But,
move up and just attack because that's basically what I tell him to do.
Okay, so he's going to keep doing that. So he continues to chase him down the corridor. Oh, Greymane. He was all about getting here, not doing anything
I saw
once
the
he's here.
18, yeah.
It's a 4.
Greymane is exhausted from all that running, and he once again he misses. That brings us to Scarlet Carson.
How high is the roof beside me, or the building?
I'll say it's 10 feet high.
10 feet. I'm gonna
10 feet
attempt
high.
to climb up this. Climb up to the roof.
Sounds good. It's simple roof. It'll be a 10 to climb up on there.
It's an 11 actually.
11. Well, let's see here. We'll see you have enough to get up to the top of the roof.
Great.
That'll be your turn.
So that's a single move action to do that.
That's your. Well, let's see. You would climb at a quarter your speed. It would take you a full turn to get up there, but you could move another space if you want. Or space
Yeah,
or
I'll
two.
move. I just want to move up as far as I can.
Sure.
I do want to jump in behind him, but I like if I can't.
We'll say you get to the
Yeah,
end of the
alright.
building. So
Alright.
you'd be adjacent to him. He'd be below you. You could even attack from there if you wanted on your next.
Very good. If he
on your
doesn't
next
move.
go,
Yeah,
if he doesn't
okay.
move.
Great.
And that brings us to Kurgan. Kurgan, what are you going to do?
Well, my guy would think that he doesn't necessarily. He ran away from us. He was inside the house, but I don't think I want to kill him.
Okay, you want to question this guy?
Yes.
Try and get some info.
So I'm going to
Okay.
yell it out to my companions that we should question him. Running away does not deserve. I mean, he should be killed. Even though he attacked my.
Even though he attacked Greymane,
Yes.
not an eye for an eye
Nope.
or an axe chop for an axe chop. We need to take him alive,
But unfortunately,
guys.
I don't think I can non-lethal arrows. Can I?
You can. It's a -4 penalty unless you have blunt arrows.
I do not have blunt.
So you
And
can eat up
also
a
minus
penalty
4
and
to shoot.
eat a penalty and take a shot.
So I have precise shot and rapid shot.
Okay, so you could 5-step over, rapid shot, and eat the -4. He would so -2 for rapid shot, -4 for it being aiming to do non-lethal. Also, there's some people in the way, so you're going to have an additional. He's going to have a little bit of soft cover. So it's a pretty big swing in accuracy. Alternatively, you could just 5 over, take a single shot going non-lethal.
Let's do that.
Okay. Or you could mimic what Scarlet Carson did here and try and scale up on top of one of these roofs, eliminate the chances of cover
Yeah, it's
altogether.
not really my forte to be scaling up.
Not your forte? Okay.
no.
Well, you 5-step over and take a single shot. So this will be at a minus, no penalty, but he'll have soft cover, so his AC is going to be a bit higher.
A lethal aim,
Okay.
precise shots +1 to hit +1 damage.
Lethal aim and precise shot.
A lethal aim.
Okay, so there will be no soft cover because there's only 2 targets in the way. And you don't have the penalty for shooting into melee, so it's just a flat out -4 for shooting non-lethal.
Okay, so I including that -4, I rolled a 13.
It was a 13. Well, it is a miss,
Okay.
but
Ooh.
much closer than last time. Okay, so that brings us to Gaius Bainbridge.
All right. Well, I will 5 foot forward to keep
Okay.
up with the flow of combat.
5-footing forward and taking a thrust with that lance.
Sure am.
See what you got.
Ooh. Nice roll in the 4 on the attack roll, so Brings me up to a 10 before penalties.
That is a miss. Whew, another
Our rolls
stab
are
to
just
the air.
on tonight, boys.
On fire, boys.
Gray means running after the guy.
We are crushing it today.
That brings us to this fellow. So he is this mysterious figure is going to take the opportunity to withdraw into this area. So he's going to start moving. And as he goes, that only prevents him from attacks in the first spot. So you, in your new position, you're in Scarlet. He is moving through your threatened area. Do you want to take an attack of opportunity against him?
I would love to take an attack of opportunity against
Okay,
them.
because he is moving this direction into this open area, so he passes you. He did not notice you slinking along the rooftop with that
Do
sword.
I get a bonus because I'm higher?
A +1 to attack rolls from that height advantage.
Oh, boys. That'll be a 20 to hit.
Ooh, with a 20,
Wow.
you easily slice into this fella. This mysterious figure gets a good slash on the side. Oh, look at those deeps.
That would be 11 points of damage.
A big 11. Okay, well, this fellow mysterious figure takes some pretty serious damage and continues his movement. Okay, so he kind of gets out over into the open area of this little square. However, it looks like it's actually closed, so he doesn't have much place to go.
Hey!
So he finds himself in a little marketplace. It's about 30 by 30, a couple little stalls hooked up, and he's going to try and book it towards one of the back stalls. That brings us to Greymane. So acting on the same instructions, Greymane continues to advance.
Attempting to flank.
Tries to move behind him, and let's get an attack. And Greymane, once again, consistent with those 2 on the dice.
I rolled
That
I
is a
got
miss.
4.
That brings us to Scarlet.
So,
you could jump into this little square, or you could try and keep moving along the rooftops.
oh, that's interesting.
Which it looks like he was trying to get up to the roof at the back of this area, so it may be worth considering.
Oh, man.
It's a bit of a move, though.
I would have to double move to get over to where he is. But that's not a terrible idea, actually.
All options, all options.
I will double move.
Okay, so you run along the side of the rooftops to get over there. I'm going to need an acrobatics check just to make sure that you don't have any issues.
Perfect. I'm good at this. Oh, it's a 17.
Perfect. You get over there with no trouble. You get about...
Very ninja-like.
he's about 10 feet away from you, and you are on the rooftop opposite of
I
where
will
you
say
started. So
to him, stop now, drop your weapons, and your life will be spared. As I lick the blood off my sword. No, I don't do that.
Whoa.
Different character.
brings us to Kurgan Thunderhowl.
He's in here, guys.
Perception, would I have heard?
You suck.
Maybe change that dice. It's a whole lot of twos.
I
I've
rolled
seen
a
on
7
there.
perception. Would I have heard Scarlet say this?
Oh, you definitely heard Scarlet say that. Not the creepy thing at the end that was just
Okay, I'm
Joel
going to
talking.
move up and to the right.
Internal monologue. I
to,
forgot.
like,
Sorry.
kinda cover the exit. I'm going to cover just the entrance.
Right
Yeah.
there.
And
Okay,
have
so
my
you're
bow
standing.
knocked.
You have your bow knocked. You're standing right at the entrance. Do you want to take a non-lethal shot at him?
No, I'm going to ready an action if he
If he doesn't surrender,
comply. Yes.
okay, it doesn't comply. You're going to take a shot.
Yes.
Is it going to be a non-lethal or a lethal shot?
Non-lethal.
Non-lethal. Okay. Brings us to Gaius.
All right. I'm going to move in.
Brilliant. Just a brilliant
Okay,
maneuver.
Advance.
Yep. As I move, I
Yep.
will draw a throwing axe.
Oh, Gaius advances into the central court and pulls a throwing axe as he goes.
At the range of 15 feet,
Yep.
I will attempt to lob it at him non-lethally into melee.
Okay, so you holding the lance in your left hand, you pull a throwing axe with your right, and hurl it at him, trying to do a non-lethal shot into melee.
Yeah, turning it around backwards, so I throw it up backwards.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you're going for it. So that'll be a -4 shooting into melee and a -4 doing non-lethal.
Yep.
Nice. -8. Aiming at this fella. This mysterious figure.
Is it? Maybe it's Thuvius. Are we killing Thuvius right now?
I got a +1 though, so it bounces out.
That's fair.
And I rolled a 2.
A 2 on the dice.
That was a minus.
It's a -5? Is that, I think, overall? Wow. Well done.
Yep.
You throw your axe and it goes landing over here somewhere.
I
on
don't blame this guy for
little
not
building.
being afraid of us, by the way.
Okay, so this mysterious figure, he looks around, and
The dice is just 1 over from where I needed it to be.
glances up at his potential exits, and notices that they're all clogged. And with a big groan, he tosses his great axe on the ground and drops to his knees. But who is this mysterious figure? What were they doing at Thuvius' house? Where is Thuvius? And will Wallace ever be able to roll higher than 2? Find out next time on Barely Adequate, where we aren't that good at this, and you don't have to be either. Woo!